We're live.
Great, so good afternoon and welcome to the City of Glens Falls Water and Sewer Commission meeting, Tuesday, July 5th, 2 p.m. Let's see, we have first open it up to public participation, and not seeing any public here looking to participate. We should move on to second piece, which would be billing issues. And I don't believe we have any billing issues in front of this commission. So number 3 is resolutions. So get a resolution to approve the minutes from the June 6, 2022 meeting. Oh, do we have quorum? We do, great,
Yes.
Thank you. So a resolution to approve the minutes, June 6th. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. And a resolution to approve the water and sewer warrant.
I just, maybe it's,
Sure.
maybe it's for executive session. What's Mike White working on? I'm not,
What is Mike doing?
Mike White, what's he working on? We've got a
He's
couple of
working on helping us fill out grants and move the water and sewer, the capital projects list that we're working on. He's helping us decide that. He was actually also with me at helping my negotiations for the Moreau district.
Good.
Yeah.
That was a question, I just didn't know he was working on
Wondered,
something
yeah.
for us. So.
Yep. Same,
Appreciate it.
continued on the same contract that we had
Yeah.
for with Mayor Hall. Great. So, do we have a motion to approve the warrant?
So,
All in favor?
yes.
Thank you. And finally, a motion to approve the timber sale, number 80 from the attached packet. Do we have any questions or?
I just, how much do they take of that? Sale price, or is that already figured in, or?
I believe it's calculated in, but I'll double check with that.
It's no big deal, I mean, they do a pretty job.
Yeah, Tom usually was gonna be here, but unfortunately he tested positive yesterday.
He's spending all of his time in the woods, then.
So, he's, he wasn't gonna be able to attend this meeting, but he'll be here.
They don't even care.
Yeah, so, yeah, he, like you said, I mean, in all the correspondence and stuff, he usually errs on the conservative
Whose
end.
discretion is it to, how they leave the site when they finally,
Well, he polices it and makes sure, and then, you know, we have the 10% retainage, so that doesn't get released until
it
everything
has to follow the one he feels is
Yeah, he has designated laydown zones,
right.
so, and they'll go ahead and use those areas, and then once they're completed, they have to restore them.
I don't think we've ever really had a problem with the way they left the site. Some of it is really good, some of them have been, okay.
Obviously, this is my first one, so it's tough for me to say on
Yeah.
history, but talking to Steve, he never said anything about, he usually has said timber sales really
I just
well.
hear these horror stories where this stuff laid all over the place.
No, and then I think Tom's been involved in these since in Glens Falls, since he said, I think sometimes in like the late 70s, I think he said, it's a different.
I think when he changed, I
Yes.
think we changed it.
Yeah, he went from one forester to another. I can't remember. I actually think one bought the other.
Might have been a merger, yeah, or
Yeah.
something. Motion to approve the sale?
All in favor?
Yes.
Let's see, so number 4 is our discussion where we
Yep.
talk about Butler Intake Bridge.
Jeremy, do you have?
Oh.
He left it up there.
Grass growing right on the bridge.
Yeah, moss, yeah. It was painted, you can see the top for container.
halfway up to the photo on
halfway
the
up
right.
to the right,
Oh,
all the way to the right, keep
Right.
going over. Is there an
Oh,
area?
there, yeah. Okay, this is the Keenan intake. I know we talked about that, the field operating crew and, DPW were gonna put in a ramp for us. So this is, they're digging it out here, and you can see how they put your process down, and they did the framing. Oh, that's a blower, I'll get back to that. That's a pump. There's the ramp there. You can see how they poured it. That's looking up from the intake, so it's ramped, and how it meets the intake. No. So, going back quickly here, this is one of our blowers that we just had the maintenance done on, so now both blowers have been maintained, do it approximately every 5 years. So they're both, they were both gone through by the, one of the manufacturer's reps to make sure all the bearings and everything are fine. So we've had the two blowers there, the 125 and the 200 are very good to go now. Also, we had a pump demonstration from the Stelt manufacturer. Barnes was the name of the pump manufacturer. We're looking at replacing the 3 return pumps downstairs. The original, actually 2, because the third one is kaput. It's already not worth rebuilding, so that's why we're looking
The
at that.
original equipment?
What?
The original?
They were original Auroras, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so. So they came up, gave us a really nice demonstration. See all the stuff that smushed there?
Mhm.
It was all rags and pieces that you put through the pump and it just chopped it right up.
Huh.
Our application is not where we really needed to chop anything, cause it's a return pump, so it's gone through the whole process. It's pretty thin sludge, like 0.5% to 1% solids, and then we're just returning it back to the, the head of the aeration tanks, and we waste off that, so we keep it in balance. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Right.
That's, we're looking at about 6 or 7 different pump manufacturers, and, you know, we're looking not only at price, but also, the ability to do what we needed to do, and also delivery, because deliveries, some of these pumps are, you know, 12 months out. It's crazy.
Is it a real significant cost to get something that macerates or that chops stuff up, or is it roughly the same as one that doesn't?
This pump here, cost-wise, it wasn't that much more. I don't think it was more at all. This is one of the middle.
That was about 18,000 for that pump.
Yeah.
We had quotes between 18,000 and up to 40,000.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is a broken pump, right? If it doesn't. meet
Well,
the
again,
stuff.
the application that we're looking at, we really don't need to
Right.
macerate the material that like was done there.
Yep.
It's just an added benefit, just in case, you know, a rag does slip through. And so, in that case, it would clog the pump. The pump would probably go on over amperage and kick out, and then we'd have to open it up and clean it out. And it wouldn't, you know, something like that in this application shouldn't destroy the pump. It should basically just trip it out, and we'd be able to go.
Right. So it's not like worth the insurance of getting one, because it's 99% of the time not.
Well, it's an added benefit. It's an added benefit, obviously, but again, this is, you know, we're looking at cost and availability.
Sure.
And it's, as long as it meets the parameters that we need to do.
Yeah.
And this one was one of the ones. Now we got a couple other pump sales people coming in to take a look and make sure, and then we'll narrow it down, and then we'll
When do
figure
you
out.
figure
which ones.
you're gonna have to replace them?
What's that?
When do you figure you're gonna replace them?
Well, we have one open right now, so we have to replace that as soon as we can, and then we may look at it, and we'll look at a couple different things, and a lot of these pump manufacturers coming up, different financing, avenues where, you know, you may be able to finance it out 3 or 4 years.
We're gonna replace the 3 of them.
We would like to replace all 3.
Seems like that'd be a prudent thing to do.
Yeah, so what we'll do is, once we vet all of these pumps, make sure that they meet the proper specifications and pumping curves that we need.
Are any of the 3, I know one's down, are any of the other 2 worth salvaging, maybe for spare?
No,
Or anything that
the reason the one is down and out is because it's obsolete, and we can't get pumps, we can't get parts.
Oh, okay, so you
You
can't.
know, we can't even fix it if we
You
wanted to.
capitalize it and,
No, it cost us almost as much as a new pump for them to go ahead and have to rebuild,
Right.
build the parts from scratch, because they don't have any.
Thank you.
along those lines, some more good news is, chemical prices are soaring. They're just, I asked Ricky, I haven't seen the prices, but I gotta think that chlorine last year was probably, for the water treatment plant, was probably somewhere in the dollar range, maybe $1.25. Now they're looking at $3 a gallon. And there's only one, chemical manufacturer that does chlorine. It used to be a couple would buy and sell it and repackage it, whereas now it's just, Surpass is the only one, I believe, that's supplying the chemical now. Chris, you got the notice too, right? You got
I think the Surpass or Slack, it was one or the other.
Yeah.
I believe they have their own supplier
Yeah.
for that. So
Yeah.
they make their own.
Yeah, and it was $3 a gallon, so.
And that's chlorine? What-
That was chlorine. Yeah,
Chlorine.
epichlorite, yeah. That, we don't necessarily use it here, and I hope we never have to, because then it means we're in some sort of upset. But we use it for, obviously disinfection and as a disinfectant in the collection system. That's how we keep track of the water and how well that it's maintaining a chlorine residual through the system, so we maintain that disinfection through the distribution system.
Why is that the increase like that much? Just
I think it's just supply and demand,
Yeah.
and I mean, I can just use a analysis is, one of those big buckets of chlorine tablets for my pool.
Yeah.
It was about $80 last year, and now it's $189.
oh,
So it's just, and that's basically the same thing, but in this, little puck, 3-inch puck size.
yeah.
And so what was the, are you gonna talk about budget next? So
Yeah.
what was the chlorine, is that the only chemical that's tripled in cost?
No, we use a sequestrant too. As you can see in the warrant, there's 3 chemicals. We use a sequestrant that locks up the iron and manganese, so that it doesn't get into the collection system, locks it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then also a coagulant, so that it settles out any kind of particles. And we have polymers here that we use that we'll probably look at chemical interest. And basically what the coagulant does is little particles in water or in sewage, they have electrical charges. So, and basic physics is electrical charges, like charges repel each other. So it takes those charges out so we can settle out that flock and settle out that stuff. And that's how it captures in the filters at the water treatment plant.
Gosh.
So that we can catch it and create the water that we do, which is fantastic when it comes out of the
Are
treatment
all the
plant.
chemicals 3 times more than they were?
I'd say 3 times kind of high, but a lot of them at least double.
Okay.
But
We're
so
about
that's
25 to 30% on our polymer bid. But I had put in a little extra money in the system, and we also do a mass purchase at the end of the year to try to use that up before price increases. So here we're pretty good. GC Pro is another one, the odor control that we buy. That has not seen prices go up, but they charge us $50 for the pallet for the delivery. Luckily, we got greedy last year and ordered a double order, so we haven't even ordered GC Pro yet this year. That's saved us some money there.
That's great.
So that's what, and the budget status, we're gonna have a department-wide budget meeting on Tuesday, next Tuesday, to see where we are right now and to start the process for next year.
Great. Will you invite my special assistant, Chip McTiernan, to that meeting?
Sure.
Just 'cause he's my budget officer. And lucky him. I'll try to make it if I can.
That's next Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Invite me to it, too.
Okay.
I just don't know if I'll. Thank you.
And that's basically all I had on the discussion.
And so budget status is that you've got the meeting coming up and you'll take a look at these things?
Yeah, that we're gonna review where we are right now, and project how we're gonna make out the rest of the year, and then start the process of looking at the budget for next year, and obviously, all of the increases that come along with that, associated with that, all the contractual, increases and all the chemical increases. We'll see.
How's their survey going? And cost to the plant?
Well, the valuation,
Yeah,
that's completed.
is it?
No. No. It's,
Okay, we should share that with.
Okay,
these guys.
it's just, it was just completed, so we were looking at some internal review and stuff like that, but, you know.
Was there any
as
big
far-
surprises, or were we pretty
No.
close?
I don't, so give you an example, the cost of, the actual cost of, capacity was found to be at $4.80 a gallon. But they, because of the way, so we have a history of negotiating water, so there's three different costs, right? And correct me now, other people, this is what I think I've learned, and so anybody speak up if I misspeak. So three things you sell, right? The flow, based on your O&M, right? Your operation and maintenance. The capacity, which is, you hold reserve for them, and then the reconstruction fund. And for whatever reason in the past, the leaders of the water and treatment plant and the we've taken the reconstruction fund and attached it to the O&M. So when you were buying capacity, you were also had some sort of deal with it. This company suggests that if we were to sell capacity and tie the reconstruction fees with that, it would be worth $18 a gallon. And but instead, many other communities tie it to the O&M. And what the reconstruction fee would be if you tie it to the O&M would be $1.06 a gallon. And so we've been in negotiations with Moreau to look at it that way and to give us that $1.06 per 1,000 gallons, not gallon, per 1,000 gallons, and move us to that regard and tie it to that. Does that make sense?
That's just O&M.
It is. So you got O&M at $2.87 a gallon, or $2.78. Excuse me for not giving that number, but that was that. And but they're saying, look, really one way to do this is to take that reconstruction fee and put it and have it be paid as an additional to your O&M every 1,000 gallons or every month as we charge it out. Make sense?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
but it's totally a different line item, isn't it?
It is. It is. But we, for whatever reason in the past, when we've signed a contract with people, whether at Moreau or Queensberry or whoever, we had tied it in the history to, we'll sell you this capacity and then you pay this percentage of reconstruction fee. And there was a cap, if any of you remember, the cap was hurting us tremendously.
Yeah.
But again, it was all tied in years ago when there was very little reconstruction money too. So maybe that was good thinking then. They suggest if we were to do that again and they weren't going to make regular payments of reconstruction, that the real cost would be $18 a gallon for any capacity if you're going to tie in that. And so the negotiations have gone very well, and we should have some news on a new deal with them regarding that.
Moreau,
Yes.
and that hinges on that study?
It does. I mean, that study
Well, that's
is
yeah.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
And it was really
That
it
a
was
proper
great.
thing to
We
do,
should
yeah.
use that study too for future
Yep.
negotiations with anybody.
Well, Chris was really close on his estimate then.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember what it was. What was your estimate?
I think I was somewhere around 5 to 5.50, about $18 a gallon if we took the whole, everything paid ahead.
Yes.
It'd be around $18 a gallon.
Yeah, okay, you did that too. Great. So yeah, trade on the money. I mean,
Doing the O&M, yes, as long as it's tied to general increases for costs, is good because we're using the money to repair the plant steadily as we go instead of trying to do huge replacement jobs. It's better to buy our RAS pump separately, buy a vehicle that we need on the road, so it's gradual, instead of hitting the taxpayers with huge amounts of money
Yeah.
that they pay interest on.
yep. And in those negotiations,
we'll be talking to them about, that's both current usage and then even future what they've purchased capacity for. And then as that rises, as your O&M goes up, as your reconstruction goes up, then those would go up and down with them, I guess, if we became somehow, and there is a chance that if you're doing things so well and you separate all the storm and sewer water, that our O&M might actually go down. It hasn't gone up. I think it's actually gone down a couple cents from during, the last several years because of how better we are, right? Our capacity went up.
Back when we started doing this in 2006, 2008, we increased our capacity by 1 million gallons.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah. I do remember that now.
And his the gentleman who did the study, John, said that his estimation of our O&M was about 2 cents less than ours. But again, I think he's just seeing that we've that should, as we do better, it should go down.
Right. As we separate more.
As
don't
we
process
separate more out,
stormwater, yeah.
that's right, yeah. So, so that's all going well, and we'll definitely get you we literally just finished
Good.
we were asking them to reword some things for us so that it was more clear to
Mhm.
outside entities, but you did pretty good at helping me understand, so I was the one who didn't know anything, so.
So they don't pay in reconstruction fund at all? Is this the O&M?
Nope, they add they add a per 1,000 gallon, whatever that reconstruction fee is, would be added to their O&M every month on an ongoing basis based on what they're using. And so right now that cost would be $1.06. So $2.78 or $2.87. Excuse me for not knowing exactly what the O&M is, but then adding $1.06 to every. And so right now they're using roughly 75,000 gallons a month. That $1.06 would be added to it. Now, because that's for back users, we've offered them a deal to bring that $1.06 in over time, over say a 5-year period. But any new users, whether we go from the 75,000 that they're currently at up to the 190,000, we'd add that 106 in for any new user as moving forward. That's the current proposal to them, and they're looking at it, and it looks good.
Good.
As opposed to them paying $18 a gallon for capacity.
Gotta look good.
So the study was exactly what, I mean, from my point of view, what an amazing piece of work to help me understand and for us to have real numbers that can be verified by outside organizations.
It's verifiable. It's
Yeah.
not just numbers that we came up with.
That's right.
good.
Yep.
Not that our numbers we come up with aren't good. I'm not saying that.
No, but yeah, like when it's always nice to have blue book value.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see, I think that is, we don't have any, I do have one personnel issue that I'd like to go into executive session for. I want to, before we go into executive session, we're not going to take any action. I just want to review with you where we are with some personnel issues. So we go ahead and pretty much finish this meeting. The next proposed dates, the water and sewer workshop is July 18th at its normal time at 2 p.m. here. And then the next regular water and sewer board meeting, August 1st, 2 p.m. here. I believe that is all. And then so at the end, Megan will let you know who makes a motion to adjourn. But we won't be taking any action that needs approval to come out of executive session for. Okay? Thank you. Do we have a, well, we can't have a
I'll make a motion.
motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.